Most boring subject, history. Most lengthy subject, history. The subject in which whatever we study runs out of the mind, history. If you think that, then this video is out for you, my dear students. If you are someone in class 9th and class 10th and you have to study history as a subject, this video is quite important for you. So when I talk to multiple students out there, I have found out that there are two group of students actually, right? Two group of students, one is group A and the other one is group B. Group A students who actually love learning history. Right, I have seen lot of students showing their interest, asking questions in the classes, even studying something else in depth and then talking about that, discussing about that, and that's really great. But there are a lot of students who are in the category of student B who actually stay silent throughout the class, right? They are blank whenever I ask the question to them. And why is that? Because they don't like this subject, that's history. But do you know that this is just a stereotype about that subject, that this is one of the lengthy, boring subject. This is one of the interesting subject which we can make together. Okay, so hello and welcome on the platform Deeksha Vedantu, and this is your SST faculty Tanvi Pauja. Today we will talk about the best way to learn history, right? Or to study history, not only for the students who are in category B, but also for the students who are lies in the category A, because they need to furnish more now. Okay, now coming towards the point, history as a subject. See, bacha, up till you were in class 5th, you were not having history separately as a subject. Then you reached class 6, now you got SST as a subject, 3 were divided, history, geography, civics. Later on, what happened? In 6th, it was the first time and you just read the basic definitions, descriptions, just the starting of the subject, and you got the interest. 7th, actually when we reach now, the length of the subject increases and you are so kid at that time, right? And sometimes it happens that you were not able to cope up with the subject. In 8th, I particularly find that the subject is quite lengthy according to the classes available for you. But when we reach 9th, we are well aware that we are going to write our board exams tomorrow and next year, not tomorrow. So we are going to write our exams next year. And then what happened? We try either to just mug up that subject to get good marks, because now our target is board exam in class 10. So what we do is just to try to mug up that subject, and in that mugging up, we actually forget. We actually don't know how to study that subject, that we fell in love with that subject, right? Possibly, there are very less chances of the students falling in love with history, but if you follow the steps which I'm going to tell you today, you will definitely be. So first of all, right, if I talk about history, first and the most important thing that you need to do is reading NCERT. See, what mistake majority of students do na? They just hear history, right? In the class, sitting idle, hearing what teacher is saying. Sometimes in between, you go blank. You're thinking about video games. You're thinking about anything else. You're thinking about anything else. And then what happened? What happened? That storyline breaks over there. You remember not everything, but small part of it. And you think that, what is the subject? I'm forgetting everything. Actually, your concentration was not there. Okay. Second thing, you start watching YouTube videos, lying on the bed, watching the video. The similar pattern is followed in that only, right? Then what you are not doing is reading NCERT. So first thing that you need to do is to read NCERT. Now a question in your mind, ma'am, whenever we take the book of NCERT, start reading it, we feel asleep. Or sometimes even my parents also said that, Acha, you're not able to sleep, take your history book and read it. So sarcastic comment on my subject. But however, what happened, bacha, when we talk about reading NCERT, pay attention to that. When I talk about reading NCERT, I'm not telling you to read the entire chapter in one go. No. Divide it in two parts. For example, in class 10th, we have a chapter that is Nationalism in India. Who is telling you to read it in one go? Not possible for me to even remind it. Right? Divide the chapter in the parts. Okay, I will read the introduction and the early Satyagraha. Fine. Now, when you are reading the NCERT, try to remember that by using a storyline, right? Do not just try to start mugging it up. Okay, I read this. Now, okay, this happened in 1917. This happened in 1917. What is this way? This is exactly the wrong pattern. Try to make a storyline. Like you read one entire page, close the book. Gandhiji came to India. Okay, why did he came to India? From South Africa. Fine. Then he had a tour of India. Then his guru asked him, okay, take a break. Acha, when he came in India 1915, so he took a break of 1 year. So the next satyagraha he participated is in 1970. Talk to yourself, right? Whenever you study history, now talk to yourself. I would suggest if you have someone near you, your sibling, your parents, just teach them what you studied as a story, like you guys discuss the stories of web series and movies, right? So there should be a storyline after reading one page of NCERT or one topic of NCERT. Get it? Done? If you follow this practice, na bacha, this is going to help you. The third issue comes with dates, right? The third issue comes with date. That's, ma'am, we usually study history but forget the dates. Bacha, you need not to again mug it up. If you do so, na, everything you will forget, because no one has that sharp memory to remind that dates just by seeing it or just by mugging it up. Rectification don't work here, right? Rather, when you are doing this storyline, na, use this method of timeline. Okay, this incident happened here, 1 year later this happened. Like if I talk about Gandhiji came in India in 1915, he took a leap of 1 year. Now 1917, the first earliest satyagraha was started by Gandhiji. 1918 this, 1919 Rowlatt Act was passed. So make it as a timeline, right? Make it as a flow chart. If you're reading in NCERT, in the side corner spaces are there. Make the timelines over there so that when you come and revise, okay, you will see that flow chart and everything is pretty now clear to you. Getting? So what you have to do is reading NCERT, make a storyline. For dates, make timeline. First and the most important thing, bacha, that you need to follow is to practice answers, right? To practice answers, because what happens in history, there are long paragraphs of all the events. Like for example, non-cooperation movement. Long paragraphs. What happened when question comes in mind? Now you know everything about the non-cooperation movement, but you are not able to match the requirement of the question, and that is the problem that you face. I know that you guys face this. What happened? Question asks something, you put all the points. No, that doesn't work. So you need to practice questions according to the mark limits. That's 3 marks. For example, how many points do you need to write, bacha? Only 3 points. For example, there is a 5 marker question. There is 5 points. 1 point that I missed over here, which is quite important for you. For example, there is a topic in history that is non-cooperation movement, right? Non-cooperation movement. I will tell you one smart trick to remember an event, right? One of the smart trick to remember the event, that is asking all WH questions to it. Now, what is this WH questions? Crazy one. Bacha, whenever you study history, ask all the WH questions like, when did this event happen? Okay, so by non-cooperation movement started in 1990. Okay, then why it started? So basically these are the reasons why non-cooperation movement started, and this is how question comes, right? What happened in this non-cooperation movement, right? How was the non-cooperation movement done? And we can end it with the result, like in the end, what is the end result of this movement? So ask all the WH questions right there. This is the best possible way to study history, right? Again, I'm repeating it. Read NCERT, read NCERT, read NCERT, page by page, topic by topic, divide it. Close the book, recall it one after the another, tell your siblings, teach your parents, etc., or talk to the mirror. Once done, make timeline of that topic in the NCERT margins itself, so that it will be helpful for you to revise in future. Okay, whenever you study a topic, ask all the WH questions to it. All the WH questions, I mean it, right? And then try to frame your answers by practicing them in priority, right? And this is how you can ace your preparation for learning with subject history. Okay, by the way, history is my favorite subject, and I'm someone who hated history a lot until my class 12. Like class 10th, it was one of the worst subject I know. Okay, I marked it up as usually the student do. Then after class 12th, in 11th, 12th, I took PCM, and class 12th, I decided let me do UPSC. So I shifted to arts, and I was sitting in the first class of history, and I thought that this is the worst decision I have taken. How will I take care of this subject? Do you know that I did coaching for 3 years, and that entire year I was like blank. What is this subject, right? Because actually, not to say that I didn't got interest in that class. I didn't felt that class to be very lively. But after 1 year, I felt that this subject has a huge weightage in my exam. Let me prepare it by myself. I took all the books out there, the best YouTube teacher I found out on the YouTube channels, and then I started reading the subject. I don't know how curiosity developed within me, learning it from anywhere, any book possible. And right now also I have the same habit. I study it from anywhere, any book that teaches me history, right? So it develops by yourself. Nobody is gonna put in mind that history is this, history is that. Okay, it will be by yourself, bacha. Do it by yourself. And actually, if you are facing the problem in this subject, I make sure that you will ace it. You will just make it a very, very, very interesting subject just by following these simple strategies. Hope this video is helpful for you. And if you are someone facing any other problems in your studies, like how to remember date, how to do case-based questions, or any of them, give me the suggestions in the comment box. I will be bringing you that video for you in the next time. Okay, so hope to meet you soon in the live classes for class 10th and class 9, and do not forget to watch all the recorded videos that we already uploaded. A series for class 9 and OG series for class 10. Meet you soon. Up till then, tada, bye bye, take care.